There is nothing better than transparent developers that are addressing stuff. And yesterday, Embark made the post addressing all of the major issues that we have talked about during the stress test. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, dear Skra. My name is Roktik, and today we're gonna go over all of them. A massive thank you, Server Slam, and what is next? To all brave raiders who joined us for the Arc Raiders Server Slam this past weekend from the entire team, thank you. Your participation was absolutely vital. We designed the Server Slam to stress test our systems and collect real-world feedback, and you delivered. I already made the in-depth video in regards to the stress test before this one, but a thing that I wanted to mention but I forgot, that the Server Slam was the huge success in the free-to-play, where everyone can join and play. So if the game ran that well for free, when we were nuking the servers, testing the servers, I can assure you that on the release, with a $40 price tag, the game is gonna run even better and even smoother. You also have to take one more thing into the consideration. There is a lot of big gaming corps that do not like Arc Raiders, that do not like Embark, because they feel threat. We have seen it in the past. With bleeping Arc Raiders' name out of their game, they feel threatened, and they have all of the rights to be so. I would be too. And the reason why I'm saying this is that there is a lot of people that do not want to see Arc Raiders succeed, and they're gonna do everything in their power to present this game in the worst light possible, which means that they can DDoS the servers, so hate watchers can clip farm how performance is terrible, or they can pay Indian bots to spam the propaganda with the negative hype and how that other game is way better. I was not expecting that it is gonna go that well, but let's continue. The key takeaways. Your feedback, coupled with our data, gave us a crucial insights, and we took immediate action on several fronts. Stability. You've helped us quickly identify and resolve stability issues across all platforms during the test. We've locked in even more solutions leading up to a launch day to ensure a smooth launch experience. From my perspective, in my 43 hours of playing, I crashed 4 or 5 times, and out of those 4 or 5 times, in one raid, I crashed like 2-3 times. So I cannot talk in the name of all of the community, but from what I have seen on the internet, there was not too many people having the issues, except that certain streamers had insane amount of the crashes, and I hope that they're gonna resolve that one. The next on the list is the flying arcs. It turns out their awareness was a bit too high, allowing them to essentially see through the trees and bushes. This made their vision unintentionally overpowered, but we adjusted what they can see now. So expect a fairer fight at the launch. I also did experience this kind of a issue where I am in the thick bush and I am relying on the bush cover to obscure the vision, but that was not the case. The drones just saw me like I was standing in the open field. Now, I don't remember, was that the issue in the tech test too, but I don't think it was. I think I was hiding in the bushes from the drones in the tech test too. But I'm assuming that they changed the foliage because the newer foliage they have added has a better performance, but they did not have time to click all of the clicks to make it work properly. But yeah, on the release, you will be able to hide in the bushes, which is a great thing. They also fixed the damn tower. We watched many of you bravely and perhaps a little too easily access the damn control tower on a damn battlegrounds. It was fun to watch, but a bit too accessible for a key location. That's been fixed to keep the challenge sharp. Now, during my live stream, that you can still watch the VODs on the YouTube, by the way, all 3 days, 13 hours per day of a content, I said that I would love that they never fix this, because it is opening the completely unique playstyle in the PvP scenario, where there is one way in, if you do not have a key, of course, and there are doors in front, so people can camp the doors to kill the person that was first, or they can drop down on multiple different angles, and it is just opening a lot of unique PvP encounters. There is a lot of ways how to approach this kind of a scenario. Sadly, we are not gonna see that And the developers decided to nerf it, so you will not be able to drop into the loot room anymore. And I fully understand why. The room has a lot of great loot. You can snowball extremely easy for free. So if the developers want to leave it as it is, they would have to nuke the quality of the loot inside of the room, but then it completely defeats the purpose. Although, dear developers, I would strongly recommend you that in the future, when you will be creating the new maps, use this as the example that you can apply in the future maps that you're building. That kind of a scenario where there is one way in, one way out, with the edge dropping, stuff like that, right? Use that somewhere else with less loot. I've had a lot of PvP over there and it was amazing. And when you're going up on the zipline, and in the hallway, and on the rooftop, and while dropping, and pushing the drops, and camping, I did it all. When you will be creating the new maps, use this is the example. And also, last but not least, a visual difference. Some noticed a visual difference between SummerSlam and the earlier tests on a certain hardware. The default settings did change a bit to favor more performance, and we are looking into tuning further to strike the right balance. While some developers are saying will be Bilby, some developers addressed it and they started with balancing the game to have as even grounds as possible across the platforms. If you guys do not know what exactly they're talking about, there was a Reddit post from Sergeant Dolphin. There was only one person that did that comparison, so I just wanna make it clear that they said earlier tests on certain hardware, which means that this inconsistency that this Reddit user discovered might not be on your rig or on my rig, right? And the differences are pretty huge. Now, the thing is, you kinda cannot even hide in the bushes to be invisible so people have difficult times to see you. But the thing is that if somebody runs from the left to right here, you would barely be able to see him here, right? But if somebody runs from left to right here, you would definitely spot them here. That's the thing. But yeah, the differences in between visible and not visible are pretty big. This is pretty much a standard with the Unreal Engine and how it automatically calculates the render distance of the foliage. So they're just gonna have to literally slide a couple of sliders and this is gonna be fixed in no time. They also stated, beyond these points, your reports helped us squash a number of bugs and helped identify and address game balance and suggested improvements to the experience. Every piece of data and a feedback you provided is helping us to make our creators better game. Here is a look at some of the community stats over the course of the SummerSlam test. Here are all of the fun stats that if you have missed, you can pause the video. We are spending these final days putting the finishing touches on the game to prepare for our full launch on the October 30th. See a top set again soon, Alex and our creators team. If you did play the stress test, the developers made the survey. If you haven't completed that one, you should, because it is giving the developers even more insight on your thoughts and feedback. Because we all want a greater game for us all. So far, reading all of the hate threads and reading all of the hate watchers and reading people defending the ARC Raiders, it feels to me like 95% of the people, all of us, are like one hive mind and we all agree on the same things, and I fucking love it. This community is fucking sick, dude. W devs, W community, thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. Eroctic, out.